We're going live. I think I'm doing a jingle while we're live. I hope we're live. What's up, guys? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Griever, your guys' host as always, bringing you guys One Punch Man, chapter 132, live reaction and stream. Hi, Solo Warrior. What's up? So, right now, we are... Man, I had a bunch of viewers in here, and now you all left. Whoa, what, was it something I said? What did I do? Yeah, so what we're going to be doing here is this has been a long wait. As, of course, we're going to give our few minutes, for everybody, because I did start a couple minutes early. But that just gives everybody time to jump in, join. I already informed everybody I'd be doing a stream on this when the chapter dropped. People knew it was coming. The One Punch Man community, you were all thirsty. You were all so thirsty for it. Honestly, the only thing I noticed is that I wasn't doing very many streams. When you only do streams for monthly chapters and one of the monthlies don't come out, that's when you're kind of going, I haven't done a stream in a long time. That's when I noticed, in all honesty. You jump into Grim Reaper's Discord and go check him out. You could see the toxicity of that fan base. Now, I'm not part of the official One Punch Man server or whatever, but I can imagine that was just a nightmare for these past couple of months. Especially when we finally got those redraws, which were, well, they weren't really redraws. They were redone chapters, which were really controversial. And that's all we got for a while. That was a big thing. Anyway, so Solo Warrior also says, did not realize the new chapter was out. Got to go read it. Yeah, if you're in my Discord, there's a link there. Dragon's Rage is in here, says, yo man, what's up? Did you enjoy my Black Clover review? I saw that you commented on that one. I'd like to do more Black Clover stuff. It's just I get so behind with my other content. AJ saying, dude! I remember AJ being in here for a few other streams. Saying, I'm only a few pages in, and it's insane wanting to wait for the stream, though. Glad to be back, Griever. Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you here. As I said, I always wait a few minutes, so we'll probably wait, 4 or 5 more minutes before we actually start. It is a shorter chapter. It's only 25 pages, so where it's not like a 40... A lot of people are probably disappointed by that as well, because we've been waiting, I don't know how long the wait's been, but I'm going to say 2 months pretty confidently for this chapter since the last one. Actually, I could probably check that. Not exactly when the chapter dropped, but a rough estimate of the last time I did the stream. That'll just give me weeks or how many months or whatever. Though by denomination, it won't give me that, will it? If it's like, 1 month and 3 weeks or whatever. But the last time I did the stream for this chapter was April 22nd. It's July. That is over 2 months we have waited, because I do them that day or the next day. So that chapter dropped April 22nd or April 21st. So man, oh man. Yeah, so I was confident in saying 2 months, and I was pretty close. Yeah, that's crazy. Solo Warrior says, off topic, did you watch the God of High School episode? No, I've been trying to catch up on 2 other series. Actually, the ones that I downloaded, and you guys would probably go, why, Griever, how did you not be into these series already? You love shonen and stuff. I've never read Attack on Titan. Never read Assassination Classroom. Never read Hunter x Hunter. Never read Berserk. And I think one other one. One other major one that I'm forgetting right now. So I downloaded all those. I've caught up with Attack on Titan. Took me 3 straight days of nonstop reading. And I'm 3/4 of the way through Assassination Classroom. I will be making videos on both of those, but that's what I'm trying to catch up on, right? So I'm trying to catch up on those series first. I'm not a huge manhwa fan or webtoons fan. I only follow a couple, even though I have the app. So God of High School is down on the list for me. I got to catch up to all these other ones first. Dragon Rage says, for Murata, the shorter the chapter, the better the artwork. Fair enough, but once again, artwork is key, but Murata at a bad art is still acceptable, I guess. I guess if he's of course a perfectionist, he has his own standard. But for me, it's like this dude turns out like crazy art, 40-page artworks in 3 weeks, So like I'm just like, yeah, I like the longer chapters because I feel like the shorter ones don't really give me a whole lot of hype or a whole lot of stuff. Unless it's a Gara one. But Vibs here says, made it. Gonna grab a snack in a minute and I'm starving. Well, you go grab that snack, man. We're not starting for another few minutes. So you want to go grab a snack and everything, as I said. And where it's a shorter chapter, I want to stream for a little bit. So, anyways, yeah. So, going back to the fact that Murata, because his art standard, Murata on a bad day is still above a lot of mangakas of today at their best, right? So, I don't think it's that big a deal. In all honesty, I would rather the lengthier chapters. I find I've been enjoying the lengthier chapters from Murata over... I don't think I've ever fully been, on the edge of my seat for a short One Punch Man chapter. I don't think anything's really gone down the major, for me personally, from my standpoint, in a short chapter. So... But that just could be coincidence. That could be a lot of things. But yeah, he made us wait quite a long time. Now, as I'm not the One Punch Man stan to go to, I don't think it's that big a deal. I wasn't on the edge of my seat waiting. I was more waiting for the Valkyrie chapter. And I'm more interested now that One Piece is kind of back on its 3 weeks of the month schedule. Those are the things that were interesting me. And all the new series that are coming out in Jump all of a sudden. We got quite a few new series in Jump, on Viz. So... that's sort of my thing. But yeah, and as I said, I kept myself entertained. I'm caught up on Attack on Titan, and I'm going to be finished Assassination Classroom. I think that series is over. I'm going to be caught up to that. Probably by the end of the week, if not sooner. So yeah, but. And I hope you guys anybody in here who didn't get a chance, because I know my tags are always terrible, but definitely if you were, kind of on the edge about the whole redraws or the redraws fair, what happened there, sort of idea, you can check out what I thought of the redraws and all that stuff. I did make a video about that. I think it's a very gray issue. I think, a lot of people do, see the logic on both sides, it's not really one of those... I didn't meet a whole lot of people that were very, black, white about the issue. They were kind of like me. I was kind of like, I'm teetering one way or another, but it's definitely a gray issue. The fact that he completely overhauled. We're not talking tweaking some artwork and changing some panels to make them prettier. We're talking redoing whole chapters. An entire fight. That wasn't even present, as people pointed out, wasn't even actually present in the webcomic. And the result being different. And how we got there. And the characterization. And actually, as I said, there's a lot to talk about there. But yeah, okay, I think we waited long enough. Usually I don't wait that long for a One Punch Man thing. So here we are. We're going to jump in. Every 6 or 7 pages, I'll check the chat. So guys, keep chatting. But we're going to open this up. This is on Manga Dex. This is chapter 132. I'm sure that number will change because... And that's another thing that it honestly irritates me because nobody else does this. It's like a One Punch... I don't know, is it a monthly thing? Because I don't have this problem with my other monthly series. Why does the chapter titles always frickin' change? It's weird. But yeah, so that was pretty gaudy. Page 1 here. We have extremely huge, extremely ugly. I mean, yeah... Yeah, I don't know what we're going for here. We got tentacles, we got Diablo look, we got a mosquito look, a dragon look, a Titan Lord look. We got a lot of a look here. A snake. We got a lot of things going on here. A sexy waifu thing going on. We got a lot going on with this design. All right, so cover page looks good. Page 2, we got our main translator, Lucci85. And cleaning and typeset was from Vib. So, splitting the area and lifting the entire base. Did you want to show me your power since I'm more skilled? Amazing, amazing. Okay, so first off, the detail on that floor as Dragon Rage is pointing. I think it was Dragon Rage who pointed that out. I want to quickly check so I don't miscredit. Yeah, Dragon's Rage pointed it out, saying that because the chapter is shorter, we're probably going to get far better art. And definitely in this first panel, we're seeing the really good detail in the background. It's not Tatsumaki, and it's not the friggin' the I don't even know what to call her at this point. The waifu Rochi. The waifu Rochi is, yeah, I mean, they're like, okay, their character models are whatever, but it's that background. So that's the sort of stuff we're looking for. I mean, that's just beautiful right there. Actually, they're kind of ruining it. Take the character models out of there. That's a prettier panel. But, okay, so she still thinks she's top dog. All right. So let's see what goes on here. Not a fan of the whole, the whites of the eyes being black. That's kind of actually turning me off here a little bit. I like the glasses. I like the long hair. I like the nakedity. Not a fan of the whole, no, like, that's a, so far she's actually dropped down a peg. She had my attention. But now she's kind of losing it a little bit. So, okay, but this next panel grabbed my attention once again. I don't really need to stare, at her eye. I don't really need to look in her eyes, considering there's a lot more to look at, if you guys know what I mean. God, when did I become such a dirty old man? Holy shit. So, next panel we have, it's just a split shot of, waifu Rochi versus Tatsumaki here. Tatsumaki looking, saying, did she get even larger? Thinking to herself, and basically waifu Rochi taunting Tatsumaki. Go on, what's next? Ha ha ha, that kind of thing. Okay, that's a very interesting design you got going there, waifu Rochi. Yeah, I like the tattoos. The tattoos curling up around the underboob there. And the side boob. That's pretty cool. I'm a fan. Looks cool. It won't look good when she's 55, and they're sagging, but right now, okay. So let's see what we got here. Tatsumaki looking, saying, thinking to herself, thought so. She's absorbing energy from those tendrils. Okay, because they seem to be like the sticky sort of carnage venom web from Spider-Man things are sort of like slurp. So she's absorbing energy from what? From the rock? From the ground? Like, what's she actually absorbing? Like, what's the energy source she's absorbing? Is she conducting photosynthesis, from the air with the tendrils? Or, with the nature and all, and the oxygen and all that shit? Or, like, I'm just curious, what is she actually, where's the energy the tendrils are attached to? So Tots is out here going, getting out of there really helped? Huh? So, Tatsumaki fires off a blast right at the base of the tower where the tendrils were. If I drew through that area, I can make you weaker very easily. Okay, so clearly those tendrils are not conducting photosynthesis. Apparently they are absorbing something from the tower itself, but it's just made of rock and stuff. Where's the energy source? Is the tower alive? Is there something? Are the tendrils going all the way down? Like, am I forgetting that there's an energy source somewhere in there? Is there still like a big blob of Orochi cells or something down there that's still sucking energy upwards? I guess I'm missing something there, but okay. I'm sure the chat will tell me after I check a few more pages here. So we have waifu Orochi going, I knew this would happen. You don't get it, do you? I'm all about Sailor Moon power. The power of love. Power of love, baby. Hearts. Love and the peace. You don't get it, do you? In terms of power, she seems to be charging up something, doing the Iron Man V thing from Iron Man 3, or whichever time he changed it from a circle to a triangle. I am already above you. So she, Kiko, ha! She's gonna make a triangle a square. She's gonna make a triangle a square. I can't wait for this. Imperfect Cell is gonna have a very tough time against waifu Orochi here because it's the Kikoha. It's the triangle beam that turns triangles into squares. I'm loving it. I'm loving this. This is fantastic. great Dragon Ball Z callback here. Please tell me it's a square. Please tell me. She did the Iron Man thing, and then she's going to do the Kikoha. Please tell me she gets locked in like a perfect cube Merlin box or something, like it's a square beam. I would love that. I would really, really love that. I got to see this. So Tatsumaki looking shocked. Page 7. I don't know what's going on there. Turn the phone off. Whoa! That is a big, widespread panel. And nobody can tell me that that's not potentially got a 4-sided beam. From this angle, I mean, I'm seeing... Like, we're seeing one on the side. You know, you see the white beam on the side, right in the middle. You see the top white beam. You see the bottom. I assumed if we were to rotate the camera and be a 180 on the other side, we'd see another white beam. So as far as I'm concerned here, I mean, it might be a little bit of a lazy, sort of a rounded square. But I think we got a square beam here. I think we got a Kikoha. And, I mean, if TN can hold down Imperfect Cell in Dragon Ball Z power scaling, then, yeah, what's Tots going to do against a Kikoha? That's all I'm saying. But goddamn. All right, so in all seriousness, this is a beautiful shot. Look at, I praised the background in the first panel. The mountain range in the back, I am actually drawn to that mountain range. That is beautiful. The mountains in the background, the clouds rolling through and stuff. The sort of almost looking like smoke there. You got the plateau. That looks beautiful. Down here in the corner, that also looks gorgeous. The shading is phenomenal. Murata, once again, I think where Murata excels is the backgrounds, is the background art. He is, the shading and the background is what sets him apart. I'm not the hugest fan of his character models. If I had it my way, Murata would draw the backgrounds and all the other stuff. Kubo or somebody like that would draw the actual character models and be given a month to shade them in or stuff. Or Kubo designs them, does it in his art style, and then Murata does the shading. You know, that would be, or the detail on them. But he designs it. That would be the perfect for me. But because this is where, a shot like this just proves that Murata excels 110% at doing backgrounds. This is why a lot of people consider him to be one of the best, if not the best, mangaka artist as of, currently. Because, yeah, that's phenomenal art. That's a really beautiful shot. But let's check the chat. We're going through this kind of quick. I didn't really want to. So, let's see. One Nation is in here saying, stream time. Yeah, it's stream time. What's up, man? What's up? Keisha Prime is in here. Yo, Keisha, what's going on, man? Made it through. You made it. Thought you would be farther along when I got done with my reaction. No, I'm trying to pace this one. It's been a long time. I don't do a whole lot of streams. That's why I started the Dungeon Siege streams. Just, to stream a little bit more. I kind of missed. That's why I did the Let's Play Knights of the Old Republic too. I just, I kind of miss doing some streams now and again. So now that I'm here, I might as well make it worth the while, right? MC Dude said, "Oh geez, oh geez." Dragon's Rage says, "Hey, there's no Tatsumaki slander from Griever this chapter. Yet. You forgot the yet there, my good friend. You forgot the yet. Don't worry. I'll slander that lolly bitch. Don't you worry. We're not going to make it through a chapter Tatsumaki's included where I don't slander her ass." MC Dude, I didn't even read that, MC Dude. He knows. Not yet, you mean. Absolutely, 100%. Murata and his backgrounds. Phew, absolutely, MC Dude. Yeah. That's what's drawing me in this chapter. As I said, I'm usually a much more big fan of the longer chapters because I find Murata excels when they're 40 plus pages for storytelling, for the action and stuff. But can't deny the fantastic background art. Dragon's Rage says, "I think Murata has cool character models. Gaara is an example of that." Yeah, but overall, same with what's his name, Suryu in the class. A-class hero and stuff like that. I don't think that they're necessarily bad or he can't have cool ones, but I think in general, character models is not where his art style is. I mean, it's good. It's good for that. I won't say it's bad, but I can think of quite a few other mangas that I would prefer, that type of character model that looks more badass. Gaara being an exception. Some characters are an exception, don't get me wrong. And Murata can choose to draw them that way. It's just that, I'd say less than half of his character models are as badass as they could be. Not that they're not drawn stellarly. You know, there's that fine line. I got to make sure I make that distinction. It's just the character model design. It's just the way he just chooses to draw them. But yeah. Okay, so that's all the chat's doing. So we'll jump back in. Page 8. Okay, so I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed. It wasn't a square. It was not a square. You failed me. You failed me, Waifu Rochi. Waifu Rochi has officially failed me. You had the opportunity to Kikoha, that little lolly, pretending to be an adult. Ah, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Where's my square? Where's my triangle into my square? That's all I was asking. That's all I was asking. That beam looks absolutely devastating. Not only by the looks of the motion, I would say she fired it and then went just across the ocean. Another really gorgeous shot. In all honesty, I really like the lighting on the ocean is fantastic. I kind of like the previous background in the last panel more, but this looks phenomenal again. Yeah, the background looks very good. That beam looks devastating. He definitely knows how to show. Kind of reminded me of like Dragon Ball Z and Toriko, where when they want to show how big this like beam or destruction really is, they go for those big wide shots. They don't hold back. They're like, no, this thing is massive. They make sure you know, and they visualize it. Very, very Toriko, very Dragon Ball Z here with the big widescreen shot showing how devastating, like what this is doing to the landscape, I guess, is more so. Like, because you're seeing the cutting of the clouds right in half, and you're seeing just the ocean. Yeah, like, damn. And there's Genos and stuff, and we're seeing a few. I think are those just normal people? Maybe a couple of heroes down there. I guess a couple of heroes by the looks of it. Hard to tell who. Kind of looks like Drive Night a little bit, but yeah. Okay. Damn. That's page 8. There we go. Oh, I wasn't ready. Now this is, yeah. I said Dragon Ball Z Toriko before. This is exactly, it's just a way more detailed than we get in those mangas, because Murata, this is where he excels, as I told you guys. This is where he excels, the beauty of, because he can draw realistic. He can draw very realistic because his shading is so goddamn good. His shading has to be, like, it's top notch. It's got to be the best. It's got to be the best. Best shading in any manga. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at this. They've cut a section off the earth. Just that beam just kept going. And just took a whole section of the earth and just sliced it off. Sort of like, have you ever seen what movie was that? Crank 2, where they're they call it slicing sushi, and they have Buddy's elbow there, and it just slicing it off slowly but surely into like, it's disgusting. But that's what this reminds me of. It's like the elbow, like, just gone. Holy shit. Yeah, Tatsumaki can't do that, guys. Sorry, Tots is getting her ass kicked, and I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Tots can't do that. What do you think Tots is? Whitebeard? I can use all this gravity power to crush the whole world? No, she can't. Yeah. No, that is... Oh, man, I'm just floored. I'm just appreciating. Page 9, so far, my favorite page. Page 9 is... It's goddamn beautiful. That's how you show. And you can even see, like, the ocean dripping off the side of the land. Even though, like, it's vaporized it to the point that even though she cut the ocean, there's still that layer of water actually separated from itself for just this time. I'm sure it's all going to come crashing back down, cause too much devastation. Wow. Yeah, because she literally, she sliced the ocean. That's not the earth. Like, a part of it is, but she separated the ocean from the ocean. God damn. Holy shit. Okay, now we're going to see the after effects. I'm waiting for it to all come crashing down. Okay, page 10. Or maybe she's holding it up. Okay, page 10, because we're seeing, all the water, slowly flowing off that side just because it doesn't... Physics be damned. It doesn't know what to do with itself here. Yeah, and it's all pouring off as though, is she holding it up? Because that's all, it's all water. Well, some of it's, of course, rock and stuff, but, you see right underneath, where she cut was ocean. She cut ocean from ocean in places. I mean, she's, what? Did it, all harden? Did she, isn't that sort of a thing, if you, almost froze the ocean or melted it to the point, well, no, you'd have to freeze it, she hardened the water underneath with that vaporization, to make it, solid. Splash, splash, thud, thud, rumble, rumble, just crash back down, my God. This is nuts. This is insane. Holy shit. Okay. Everything I said about a 25-page chapter, I guess, is taken back because I can't get over this feat. I can't get over the scale and how Murata how he drew it, how he portrayed it. This is... Damn. Okay, so then page 12... Oh, we have Tatsumaki just the fuck? Yeah, you better be worried because you can't do that shit. So there's wife Orochi laughing her ass off saying, splendid, and, lolly bitch looking at her ooh, I'm so angry at you. Well, if you were so angry, why didn't you hold it all up? Why didn't you, if you're supposed to be the great Esper, the great psychic, the broken freaking character, why didn't you just go, oh, that's all going to fall on the earth and it's going to cause devastation. Why didn't you go ding and hold it all up if you're that strong? Yeah, because she can't. That's why. She ain't Whitebeard. This is splendid. So this is my new power. Okay, so she's now drunk on her own power. Tots, what was that? What do you mean, what was that? She cut a section of the earth off and dropped it back down. That's what she did. What do you mean, what was that? She can't have obtained a power on that scale by simply absorbing monsters. Okay? What on earth was that power coming from? Or where, I guess, supposedly, where on earth was that power coming from? So Tots has no idea what's going on. Well, of course she wouldn't, because she's gonna lose. The energy scale. It cannot be measured? Okay, so this is Genos. What was that condensed energy wave just now? Just what is Tornado fighting? Something she can't handle. Genos on the ground there with King. Mr. Genos, let us leave this to Miss Tatsumaki. We have to take this kid as far away as possible. King's not wrong. Then we're jumping back to the fight. Ha ha ha. Was that guy who appeared during the fusion real? That guy, says Tots. Hoo. So you're interested in the source. Just as I thought, even you look worried. Was that guy who appeared during the fusion real? I assume they're talking about, of course, Garo. Can't be talking about Saitama. It's got to be Garo, because Garo was the main character. he's going to be the one to save the day because he's our MC. He's our main character. This is the Garo show. I don't know why people keep calling it One Punch Man. I think it's a mistranslation. But, you know, I don't know where they get One Punch Man when it's the Garo show. But I don't know. So she's interested in the source. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here. 15. Wife Orochi says, you lost your chance at winning. I was chosen as a superior entity, and I was bestowed more power than you possess. Lolly just looking like, huh? Seeing some of that crap there. Oh, it's when she was first fusing. You are nothing more than a vessel to amplify my powers. I am the master. Only a master of evil doth. You know, that's where we need Alec Guinness to come out and be only a master of evil doth. And really, he just needs to have the high ground. So, alright, so now we're seeing, this is all flashback. Okay, she's still being groped by all the monsters. What? This is, okay, she's seeing some, is this I'm confused. Is this internally inside the body, or is this a flashback to what happened? I'm assuming this is a flashback. And she's seeing this, like, moon, this Mars-sized planet, or a moon-sized thing, you know, in the galaxy. She's this little speck, and she's seeing this incredible, like, I guess it's sort of, is this supposed to represent the monster cell, or an Orochi cell? Because it kind of looks like that. Like, it's got all these like, this is a beautiful shot. This is gorgeous. This looks beautiful. I can't decide which shot looks the best. This is fantastic. This is beautiful art. Some of the best art Murata's given us definitely all year, if not in the last couple. Like these are 11 out of 10 panels. These brain cells, the structure. Old diagram of the universe. It looks like Jupiter's surface. Okay, so I said Mars, but whatever. So it looks like Jupiter. Jupiter. What do they call those? A gas giant. So it's got all the swirls of a gas. Something like God. When it stopped, it looked into me. I felt fear. At the same time, a mysterious power was flowing into me. In that instant, I was enlightened about my destiny. Okay, are we gonna get the homeless emperor dude showing up? You know, I'm from Super Smash Brothers Melee. How you guys doing? I'm a wire polygon. For some reason, these people keep thinking I'm God. I'm just an AI from a video game. Sup? You know, I want to see. Come on, please show me the wire mesh dude that homeless emperor saw. Because now we got wife Orochi here saying, oh yeah, now I saw God too. Everybody's seeing God here. Okay, no, apparently not. So we're back in the present. Lolly asks Destiny. I guess this is, I'm assuming this is waifu Orochi answering, saying, this power lets me absorb all living entities through my flesh roots. Okay, so all living. So she wasn't absorbing through the rocks or whatever. And thus, after fusing, the spirit becomes a massive thought entity. Okay, that's fair. So her roots were underneath the tower and clearly absorbing energy from every life form. They were still, like, going forth, like a symbiote from Spider-Man or some shit. I am a star-like, perfect life form. I wonder if I can become Earth itself. Well, if you're a star-like, I am the ultimate life form. So she thinks she's Shadow the Hedgehog to start. Okay. So first she thought she was Darth Vader. Now she thinks she's Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay. So Shadow the Hedgehog, female Shadow the Hedgehog, thinks she's a star-like perfect being. I wonder if I can become Earth itself. I mean, yes. Now, Lolly Bitch is taking this in stride because she's stupid and saying she's laughing about this when she just saw what this thing could do, what female Shadow the Hedgehog just pulled off, and said, what? You want to be planet Earth? And She responds with, "You can't understand, right?" Page number 19. "With great power comes great responsibility." There are so many references in this chapter, my God. So now she's Darth Vader, female Shadow the Hedgehog, and now Uncle Ben. All right. We're having a combination. We're getting a good feel here. We're getting a very good feel. We got our George Lucas, we got our movie references, we got our comic book references. We're doing well. We're doing very well. With great power, ending up absorbing every single thing, then ending up being alone in the universe. Sounds stupid to me. Okay, we're going to jump back to the chat before we finish the chapter. This is page 19. I went a little far here. But is she stupid? Like, I hate Tatsumaki. She's, once again, another reason not to read One Punch Man. She seriously is. She's a reason not to read it. However, she just saw what female Shadow the Hedgehog can pull off. What waifu Rochi just did. She didn't try to stop it because she couldn't stop it. And she did that. That wasn't like this, I put all my power into this attack, final flash. She did this on a whim. It took her like 10 seconds. She charged up a blast and took a chunk off the earth. And now she's smack talking her. Like, see, is this going to be, what does Nux Taku call them? Failed flexes. This is a failed flex. This is what Estarossa tried to do to Escanor. You're not Escanor. You're Esta fucking Rosa. You can't flex when the dude is literally the flex lord. Here we go. Here we go again. Like, you're trying to be badass. You're trying to flex, but you're going to fail. Oh, man. We got to check the chat now. I got to see what the chat's saying. Okay, because I've smack talked this bitch for a while, so I know people are going to have fun. So let's scroll up. Okay, now we got a good chat going. All right. So, let's see. AJ said, in Murata's defense, his designs are based off One's original designs. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. And I know he uses, like, basically the originals for the comedic parts, which is fair, which is fine. So there is that. One Nation said, 0 to 10 chapter, no square. Exactly. If you give me a triangle and I don't see a square produced as a result, it's a failure of a chapter. Murata, you spent 2 months and you fucked up. You fucked up, man. MC Dude said, all squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. Kami, I need you to tell me I can leave the lookout if I want to. Mr. Popo, you can leave the... Bitch, don't tell me what to do. See, I got the whole reference. MC Dude's great. He knows what that's from. If you don't, what are you doing on YouTube? It's like the thing. It was like the thing. It's like not knowing what Super Mario Bros. Z was on Newgrounds. SpongeBob LOL 1 says, that's a square without corners. Fair. And welcome, SpongeBob LOL 1. Never seen you in here before, but welcome. Or if I have, I forgot. I'm sorry. But yeah, a square without corners. That's what I was hoping for. I'm still holding on to that thread. King Wolf Boss, never seen you in here before either, but what's up? Message retracted, okay. Greek God is in here, said, made it. Fire chapter. Well, art-wise, yes. Feet-wise, yes. I'm not disappointed. One Nation, hey Greek. SpongeBob, or I keep saying SpongeBob. Sponge Man. Sorry, for some reason, the moment I say SpongeBob. Did she lift the ocean or just cut through it? This is the way I took it, is that she literally, like, that beam was so, like, Dragon Ball Z level, like, key concentrated energy, that she cut through rock, through earth, through ocean, and it solidified, like, everything underneath it to just cut it off just for a moment, so it was like shing, and then there was a gap, like that gap, for just I don't know how long, like maybe it was 10 seconds, maybe it was 30 seconds, but just long enough before it all started to crumble down. But it vaporized everything, like, so that there was an actual gap for that length of time. The width of the beam, it seemed like. And it was like, what? Physics be damned. Like, time stood still, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're water. You know. That's the way. I don't think she lifted it. I think she just cut right through it. She just cut, like, it's minuscule when you do it. But if you take a knife and you were to cut a vegetable, it doesn't matter what it is, a cucumber, right? When you cut that, there's a very thin gap now between that cucumber. You've cut a piece. Like, you've actually taken away a sliver of that. So think of it that way. So on this scale, the way I took it is that however wide that beam was, that just gone. That's why all the ocean and everything didn't matter. That's why it was a straight line from the atmosphere when you looked at the Earth. You could see the distinct where she cut because that was the width. And even like she just vaporized everything. That's the way I took it. MC Dude said basically the same thing. She cleaved to that section of Earth, cut through it. One Nation. Dragon's Rage said, I would say overpowered, but this is One Punch Man. So no, it's the Garo Show. Remember, Dragon's Rage, it's the Garo Show. MC Dude said, in a previous panel, you can see where the beam starts to hit the ocean. Yeah. SpongeMan says, we only saw Saitama do a feat like this. Wait, it affected the moon too? No, only the One Nation says, yeah, no, only the Earth. Yeah, we've only seen, but it's believed that Boros could do, like, the only one that we know that's supposedly capable of a feat like that would be Boros, because he had the potential to destroy a planet, from what we were told. Dragon's Rage says, me early in this chapter, in no Tatsumaki slander, pages later. God damn it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. If you come to me, you're also going to get, for one thing, you're not going to get a super, thirsty fanboy from One Punch Man. You're also going to have to take when I slander certain characters. Not a fan of Saitama. Don't like the tickle bug. Don't like Tots. You come to me, you got to know that. So, SpongeMan, look at page 12 behind Tatsumaki. Look at that moon. No, I think they were talking about God. Page 12. I'll just jump back really quick to see if I can see, because, yeah, there was this thing. Yeah, that was page 16. So let's jump back to cancel. Page 12. Look behind Tots. No, I don't see anything behind Tots. Okay. No, I didn't see anything. Oh, you mean, on page 13. Isn't that from Saitama? Didn't Saitama do that? I thought Saitama did that. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that was by her, but I know what he's saying now. I know what's going on. Yeah. I'm not sure. I thought that was from a previous fight. I thought that was like a Saitama versus Boros or somebody like that. Light Ruler said, nah, I think they're talking about God. Yeah, I mean, God, yeah, they seem to be talking about God, but they're like, it's a brain cell, but it's like, is that what they sort of think? Like the monster cell, when it enters their brain, when they get to this point, they like get this like subconscious where they take sort of like the symbiote from Spider-Man, and the monster cell, the Orochi cell, becomes an entity that they view as God, like it's an inner thing. I don't know. MC Dude says Garo is that guy, but he's not this guy. Yeah. Greek God says that's Saitama's moon jump. Yeah. So that's just detail on. I knew that wasn't from her. So yeah. Greek God and One Nation saying the same thing. SpongeMan. Yeah. Oh, wait, never mind. MC Dude laughing says Murata also placed the moon in the background in the previous version of the CE versus PM fight. Yeah. That's true too. Like, see, that's just attention to detail, and a lot of mangakas do that, and you really got to appreciate when they do that. Like, they remember to show like battle scars on characters, like when their shirts off or whatever, from previous fights, or when they show like, oh, this place is still affected because that's where he punched a hole in the wall in the house. That stuff, you got to always appreciate that. Solar Warrior says no, Tatsumaki is strong. No, Tatsumaki is strong. I'm pretty sure you're just letting your hate for Tatsumaki mess with you. Tatsumaki can't destroy the earth. She can't pull off what that bitch just did. And if she can, then espers in this thing are overpowered as shit. You know, I've always said that. I feel like the power scaling is kind of off with that. But I honestly don't think Tatsumaki has the power to destroy the earth. So, you know, because if she could, why would she let all that terrain fall? If she can telekinesis, by the logic that she can telekinesis the whole world to crush it, to destroy it, right? Which is her power, then she should be able to take that small chunk of the earth instantly, boom, boom, two hands, and stop it from landing in the first place. She should have been able to do that. Because are you going to tell me that nobody died from that? There's no repercussions? You know? So she might be talking smack right now, but she's kind of slow on the whole saving lives being a hero thing. I mean, yeah, of course, I'm never going to give Tatsumaki the benefit of the doubt because she's stupid. But, yeah. Let's see. Dragon Drew says, don't let the Tatsumaki hate consume you, Griever. Nah. Yeah, I told you guys. There's 3 things you got to know. Not going to be impressed with Saitama. Not going to be impressed with Tatsumaki. Not going to be impressed with the Ticklebug. You guys knew this. Coming into me, watching my streams about One Punch Man, you guys all knew it. This is why you come to me. It's funner to have the controversy, right? I mean, sure, it's fun to have some guy go, whoa, this is the greatest, One Punch Man, it's the greatest thing ever, oh my god, this is fantastic, I don't need porn anymore because I've got One Punch Man chapters, you know? Sure, it's fun to have those people, but that seems to be almost the entirety of that side of the community. It's nice to actually have a controversial, someone who's you know what? Bleach has problems. I still love it, but Bleach has problems. One Punch Man, not going to praise it when it has flaws, you know? So, you know, there's, you know, that same idea, right? You can praise the pros, but you got to also be able to recognize the cons. The only 2 so far mangas, and they're not my favorites. I mean, I like them a lot, but the only 2 that I would say are semi-flawless as far as plot points and stuff like that would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Death Note are the only ones that, if there is, they're minor. I didn't like the ending of Death Note either with the whole end thing and stuff like that. But you can't deny that it worked. It wasn't a plot problem, you know. There's not really a whole lot of issues with those. Those are, you know, pretty straightforward. MC Dude said, Griever is already in the dark side. Absolutely. Did you not watch my stream? I killed all the sand people. MC Dude, you were there when I killed all the sand people. I pulled an Anakin. Or he might think it is the light side. Maybe I'm too far gone. MC Dude says, Tots hate is the way. Tots hate is the way. Show me the way. The way is Tots hate and Garo love. And Metal Bat. Talk no Jutsu can pull him from the dark. Absolutely. Always works. Vib says, Griever, I'd say with 2 minutes and refresh before... page 21. Okay, I'll refresh right now then. I'll just refresh. That way it'll be all good in 2 minutes. So is Viv trying to goad me to basically say, oh yeah, but Tatsumaki is going to crush the whole earth and stuff? And if so, once again, that's freaking stupid then. Then nothing should have happened. Tots should have been able to end the entire Monster Association. If she pulls a feat that's planet level, Saitama, once again, I mean, everyone's going to go, nobody understands Saitama, he's depressed, and this is why he doesn't do stuff, and he's just totally alienated from society, so he doesn't do this stuff and save the whole day every time, because that would be boring, you know? Okay, what's your excuse for Tots? Because she's a bitch? Well, that's not a very good character trait. That's not selling me on it, you know? So if she pulls some stupid ass, oh, she is planet level and she can pull a stunt like that thing, then the entirety of One Punch Man, not a single thing should have happened. She should have taken care of everything in those, you know, in that time. And that's what I don't like, you know? That's when power scaling gets a problem, you know? When you have these superpower characters that show up out of the blue, it's where were you during the last 3 arcs and all these fights that were going to end the Earth, and all the people died, and Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, where were you? You know? Let's see. That one guy says Saitama about to come out of nowhere soon. I mean, that to me, that's what's got to happen. It's either Garo or Saitama has to deal with this. Tatsumaki cannot deal with this. Or Blast. Who, I mean, I can kind of see the whole future Saitama thing. Maybe future Garo. I'm more on the whole, it's a future Garo thing. It might be one of those Final Fantasy VIII things where he, even though he hates heroes, he created the Hero Association out of necessity in some type of weird time paradox thing. Garo's actually Blast. Garo needed to make it to stop himself or something like. I don't know. I think it'd be more interesting that Blast is the time traveler thing, but he's Garo, not Saitama. MC Dude says, I imagine that disc coming down is going to make it harder for him to get Flashy and Monaco out of that cavern, probably. Solar Warrior said, you do realize she just took a sliver off the Earth, not even a millionth percent of the Earth's mass, so no, she cannot destroy the Earth. No. I'm not saying that this bitch can destroy the Earth right now. I'm saying that she just showed us a feat that I don't think Tatsumaki can pull off. And, I mean, you do realize, once again, what if she cut through the entire Earth? She cut a sliver off of it for funsies. You know, what if she did some Super Vegeta Final Flash level stuff and aimed it center of the planet? I'm pretty sure she'd blow it up. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, that was not... I'm under the impression that took no charge time. She didn't, like, there weren't veins popping out. There wasn't, like, a whole, thing going on. She was just like, let's see what I can do here. Boom! You know? Like, that's what I saw. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I saw. She took a sliver off the Earth for funsies. She was basically going, let's see how strong I got. Boom! You know, that's what I saw. I don't know. Vib said, nah, I'm just saying that I'm updating a page, still uploading. Okay, well, I'll jump to page 20 here in a second because the chat's still going strong, so I'll just keep talking. Vib, why don't you finished refresh now? Perfect. Okay, so I'll continue in a sec. Solar Warrior says, what waifu Rochi? I love that you're calling her. I love how I start that. Like, that's what I need to create. I need to create a fan base like Nux Taku has, and a bunch of people that just send me a bunch of memes in the Discord all the time, and then I'm just like, we're gonna start shit. Like, I still have to make that F9 in the chat video. F9 in the chat is basically, instead of F in the chat, we're gonna take that back. Forget F in the chat, guys. F9 in the chat for the win, for the flex. F9 in the chat. I'm gonna make that video soon. Very Nux Taku inspired, and I'll credit him at the end because people will be like, oh, you're a fan of Nux Taku and you just, copied his style. It's like, yeah, but I was just having some fun on a stream, and I thought, you know what, I'll make a funny parody video. So I'll make sure to credit so nobody gets mad. What Waifu Rochi did was not even close to destroying the Earth. It was continental level. Yeah, but she wasn't trying is my point. Like, if my punch... If Saitama's normal punch, this is what I'm saying, that was the normal punch. Saitama's normal punch doesn't destroy the Earth. I'm pretty confident Saitama can still destroy the Earth, though. Saitama can bust the planet in half. I'm pretty confident in saying that if he tried, he could probably destroy the Earth. But would it take him effort and stuff? I'm not really the guy to ask, because I'm not I'm not the Wikipedia of Saitama's feats and everything. But I'm pretty confident he could destroy the Earth. Could his normal punch destroy the Earth? Probably not. I can say that with fair confidence. Even Saitama's normal punch doesn't blow the Earth. So, once again, treat this as a Saitama normal punch from this character. At least, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she was trying. I don't know. But I love that you call it Solo. I love you because you're actually using Waifu Rochi. That's a great name for this bitch. MC Dude said, I would love to see Garo rematch Orochi. Right now, abso-frickin-lutely. I'd love to see it. After he's transformed, I'm sure he's transformed again. He's surpassed his limits. He pulled a Yami from the latest chapter of Black Clover, and he's like, okay, well, surpassing my limits kind of hurt. Couldn't take Darkshine down in one shot. Okay, surpass him again. MC just said, but without psychos. Yeah, I would like to see that, like, in his current state, how he would have fared. Or maybe each of them individually, that would have been cool. Dragon's Rage says, King could solve this easy. Oh, of course, King Engine. Brendan Crawford, nice to see you here. Brendan says, Garo is actually Blast. You guys can quote me on it. Hey, I mean, come on. It's not that, is it that bad a theory? You know? If the main theory right now is that Blast is a time-traveling Saitama, why can't it be a time-traveling main character? I'm just saying. It's possible. Ravemaster handled that shit so well. Vib says, finished refresh now. Yeah, okay. Alright, so instead of continuing the chat, guys, we'll continue the chapter, then we'll do the rest of the chat. So we'll keep arguing. So, page 20. Oh, I should refresh again. Because now he said he's finished. Okay. So page 20. Okay, so Waifu Orochi not even perturbed. Okay, we got some Adam and Eve level shit going on here. You're the stupid one here. You're stupid. No, you're stupid. Great comeback. Love to see it. This third grade level insults. This was fate from the start. A huge current. The end for intellectual beings. Okay. The end for intellectual beings started with the first humans. All right, you know what? That's a dig. I love it. Basically, Eve, pretty weird looking snake. Thanks for the apple, though. Really appreciate it. This was fate from the start. The end for intellectual beings. The end for intellectuals started with the start of the human race. Okay, that's a good kidney punch to the entirety of the human race. I like it. That's fair. That's a nice dig. That's a nice dig. I like that. Of course, I have a dumb high IQ, so I'm above them. Absolutely. And I was the one chosen... Well, I mean, I have the high ground. So what you gonna do now? And I was the one chosen as the last representative. Okay, so are you trying to say that in One Punch Man world, Adam and Eve existed, but Orochi's weird snake-like being was the devil? Okay, I was chosen as the last representative. I might not be exactly the same as you in terms of psychic powers, but I'm by far the strongest. Why is that so? Okay, so maybe she still can't match her in psychic powers, and she acknowledges that, but she's got some Super Saiyan level ki blast, so it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's like, oh, I can't pull off the perfect cube like Merlin, but it doesn't matter because I can just destroy the perfect cube because I'm Chandler. You know, okay. That's what I'm reading into this, but let's keep going. People like you and Fubuki are not thinking seriously about the future potential of psychic powers. Okay, this is actually, in all honesty, I don't like, and I've complained about this before, I'm just going to say it again, I don't like in a world, like, this is kind of like an X-Men world, right? Everybody's got powers. It's like a My Hero Academia. It's like an X-Men Marvel world. Everybody's got random, unique powers. Everybody's got their strengths, their weaknesses, superpowers, fire powers, ice powers, this power, that power, right? Okay, psychic powers are part of it. Fine, dandy. They can be strong, and they can be some of the strongest. But I don't like in a world based on this, because we're not talking a world that's like the powers are psychic. We're not talking a whole system where everything revolves around a basis of psychic powers. We're talking a world where that's just one aspect of 100 powers. I don't like that it's been showcased here that like psychic powers are basically like you pulled the lottery. Like that was the good one. Kind of like you pulled one for all from My Hero Academia. And like Saitama being the exception, but psychic powers are like a stance above everything else in a world that has all those powers, you know? Because right here, even the bitch is about to kill the lolly, says, you're not thinking about the potential of psychic powers. Like, psychic powers, they're so great, they're so powerful. It's like, okay, yeah, but like, why in a world where you have all these unique powers did you set one set of powers above the rest? It's like, now, if they introduce the dude who can manipulate fire, I'm just going to be like, yeah, but, I mean, he's never going to be the strongest, so. Like, count the parity level of Saitama out of the equation. Well, he doesn't have psychic powers, so he's never going to be on top. Metal Bat, super strong, doesn't have psychic powers, not going to be on top. Bang, martial artist, doesn't have psychic powers, never going to be on top. That's what I've been taking away from all of the feats in this arc from Tatsumaki and Psychos and stuff. And I honestly, that has irked me. That's been a bit of a thorn. Maybe I'm just being too judgmental, guys. But, it's not. We're not talking like something like Dragon Ball Z or something where everything's key-based. So anybody can get strong because it's all key-based, depending on which way they go. But everything's key-based. In this one, psychic wasn't the main thing. It was, superpowers. But now we're putting one superpower on top of all the others. And before you say the whole, but Super Saiyans are on top, go talk to Beerus. Or Jiren. Let's see. She devoted... So I got sidetracked there. People like you and Fubuki are not thinking serious about the future potential of psychic powers. She devoted herself to those worthless hero activities and completely ignored my warnings. She getting mad. All right. Lolly thinks warnings. Okay, here's the page that was redone. And that's why you'll all be defeated. Accept it as punishment. Really not sure on Tat's line here. If anybody knows better, please do reach out. Okay, so we won't take this one verbatim. This is ridiculous. Okay. Just, can Tatsumaki do that to the earth? That's all I want to know. Can Tatsumaki pull that stunt off basically with one hand and go, phew, and do what Psychos just did? Waifu Rochi, sorry. If she can't, then why is she still antagonizing her? This is ridiculous. You of all people should know that the only ones who gather around espers are trying to use them. Since you aren't mentally prepared, even though it's strange, you are being persuaded to be their pawn. Meh, 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 meh. Okay, so you should know that the only ones who gather around espers are those trying to use them. Well, except for the entirety of everybody gathered around Fubuki right now, like Genos and Saitama and King and Bang and stuff, they don't want to use her, so... Logic's there flawed. I'm sure you have some childhood trauma where you were experimented on, you and your sister, whatever. Don't care because you're a bad character. All right, next page, page 22. Oh, see, we're coming too close here. You spent too long on the dialogue and the great scenes and backgrounds, Murata, but I need to see this bitch get slapped. I need to see her get slapped. When the time comes, don't go expecting someone to come save you. Okay, so, once again, is this where we're going to feel, we have to feel bad for Tatsumaki because she had to get out on her own power and she struggled and stuff? Yeah, fine, dandy. That's only good if you don't become a bitch. Like her attitude right now is not warranted regardless what she sort of went through, I would understand if she was a renegade and like Garo and hated the world, and wanted to destroy shit. And she was a bitch because of that. But she's a hero who's bad at her job, but she's still no. This is, as I said, you guys are absolutely right. I've got the hate. Let the hate for Tatsumaki flow through you. So I will agree. That's 100% accurate. I hate this character, and I'm always going to slander her, even if she makes a good point. But, yeah, I can't see her, even when we learn what the hell she's talking about. By the way, aren't you an idiot asking your pet for help while in danger? Yeah, alright, now you pissed her off. You bitch. Calling me an idiot? After witnessing my power? You still won't acknowledge me? Okay, so Psychos clearly here, because this is all on Psychos, because we see a back shot of, I'm assuming that's Fubuki in the background, looks like Fubuki. So, I guess Fubuki treated her poorly in the past, when she was just trying to help a friend out or something. Maybe she had some radical ideas, but maybe Fubuki shot them all down. Maybe she wasn't too kind. We know Fubuki's not exactly, she's not Tatsumaki bitch levels. Fubuki's not exactly a kind-hearted individual either. So, yeah. Asking your pet for help while in danger. I mean, that's a stupid thing. Aren't you an idiot for asking for help from your pet while you're in danger? Okay. someone breaks into my house and starts attacking me, and I look over at my brother who's staying the night, or my friend, and I'm like, dude, this guy's got a gun. Do you want to grab that fire poker while I struggle with him and maybe like hit him in the back of the head? That makes me an idiot? Nope, can't figure out. For all her psychic power and her big brain activity, I think Waifu Orochi had a point that the intellectual level of human beings in One Punch Man kind of went away with Adam and Eve. It never existed because aren't you an idiot for... No, someone breaks into my house, starts attacking me, I'll take all the help I can get. Why take a chance with my own life? Like, oh no, I gotta fight this dishonorable burglar home invader honorably. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Page 23. Well, we get a bunch of dragons coming out of nowhere. Dragon heads. Bring it on then. Yeah, let's make this design even crazier than before, okay? The Hydra dragons are all gearing up for a big old blast. And just blasting her to pieces. Is that another one of those shots? Because it looks the same. In page 24, do your best to resist the will of the earth chosen personally by God. Tatsumaki. Tatsumaki seems to be flying around, dodging for right now. But I guess that's the end of the chapter. And we're not going to see... we have end, and the end note is, if Blast doesn't come out after someone's literally lifted the ocean, he's a bitch-ass liar about fighting God-level threats. Well, once again... Boros was a god-level threat, and he didn't show up, so I mean... But yeah, okay, so that was the chapter, guys. Let's jump back to the chat and see what people are saying. Alright, so we're going to scroll back up so I don't miss anything. Let's say, that one guy says, waiting for King to kill Psychos by giving her a heart attack by standing there. As I said, I'm okay with the King engine because, once again, this is still, even though it's not as parody-esque as it used to be, it's still a satire seinen, right? They are still the satire elements. Case in point, Saitama. So the King engine is a perfect thing of that. And I actually enjoy the King engine thing because that's funny. That's comedic because he's not actually, like that's fun. So yeah, I'd be kind of good with that actually. But I really want Garo to show up. Danger Cod is in here. Hey, Danger Cod says, Vib, I think you misspelled strange in that change. I think he did too, but didn't want to say anything, Vib. Solar Warrior says, also, Tatsumaki has been built up to be overpowered, so I would not be surprised if she could, I assume, beat Waifu Orochi. Just because you don't like Tatsumaki does not mean you would underestimate her. Should not. No, I'm not saying I do underestimate her. I don't like that she is as overpowered or as hyped to be as strong as she is, because I think that once again, it's the whole reason that I wasn't a big fan of One Punch Man in the first place, was because if you have a dude who's like Super Saiyan God, if you have a dude who's post Dragon Ball Z level Goku and Vegeta chilling in Dragon Ball, why was there ever a threat? Why was there ever a threat ever? You got guys like Tatsumaki, Blast, and Saitama showing up. Nothing ever should have happened. We never should have seen a single struggle in this entire manga as a result if they're this OP. That's my problem, is the ranking. It's not like Tatsumaki has grown as a character. She wasn't like she was Goku DB level at the beginning of the series. She was this strong at the beginning. So why hasn't she solved a bunch of problems, So like stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I just don't think, have we seen Tatsumaki pull off a feat that we just saw? I don't think we've seen a zoom out to an stratosphere, to zoom out to the atmosphere of Earth level feat from Tatsumaki before. So, from what I've seen, I think Waifu Orochi is stronger. And in this chapter, she even admits, she goes, yeah, your psychic powers are probably still better than mine right now, but it doesn't matter because I'm stronger. It's like Saitama has no psychic powers. So that's not really, it's like, oh, you beat me in one category. Okay, so you got an S in this category. I have an S in 7 others. You don't. So, should not would. Solo says, personally, I don't care for Waifu Orochi at all. I'm not a huge fan either, honestly. I didn't mind Psychos as a character when she was first introduced. I'm just enjoying the banter right now. Like, okay, we got a big bad. We're seeing some amazing feats. I'm just curious to see how they're going to handle, what we just saw, what devastation she can do with a normal punch level attack from her. So who's going to do what to her in the following fight in the next few chapters? I'm hyped for what the feats are going to be shown. I'm not a huge fan of the character. Solar Wars says, change that. Thought I personally dislike her. Yeah. Dragon's Rage says, Griever, both Tatsumaki and Waifu Orochi have the high ground, so they're even. Yeah, they both have the high ground. That's very true. MC Dude says, I think one is just biased towards psychic powers. You should see all that he does with them in Mob Psycho. I don't know very much about Mob Psycho, but I thought Mob Psycho, nobody had like fire powers or anything like that. I thought it was all psychic based powers. Kind of like in Death Note, the only superpower is the Death Note. Like that's the power people have. Everybody like not everybody has one, but the Death Note's the superpower, right? So I thought in Mob Psycho, psychic powers is all there was. They're not like fire bending and fucking Wolverine claws in Mob Psycho, I didn't think. So, but maybe so. Maybe that's the case. And that's fine, I guess, but there's such a big, like, nail it into our heads that Tatsumaki is the strongest. Psychic powers are OP. Like, that just seems to be the case. And in a lot of other, not so much in seinens, but in a lot of shonens, people complain about that trope. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but that's part of my issue. That right there is that, like, when it comes to things like, and I see it in the One Piece, not so much in the One Piece community, because usually they recognize it, but in the One Piece and the One Punch Man and the things that are like way up here, they're like top tier mangas, the fan base adamantly defends even things that they hate about other things. Like the same, a bad thing that happened in Dragon Ball Z can happen in One Punch Man and nobody will say a damn thing. So that's, but like I'll sit back and be like, yeah, but it's the same thing that happened in Dragon Ball Z. It was bad 20 years ago. It's bad now. Just because it's drawn in One Punch Man doesn't make it any better if it's the same situation, right? So things like that. So that's what I'm saying. I just don't like that because it's made the power scale uneven. Now, where is my tension? It's the same argument I had about the redos. I won't even bother calling them redraws. The entire revamping of the Phoenix Man versus Child Emperor fight. I've lost a lot of tension in these chapters now because I can't be confirmed until it's come out in volume form that Murata's not going to go back and redo the whole damn thing. That feat we just saw from Waifu Orochi might be redrawn and she never did it in the first place, for all I know. And that's taken away some tension for me as a result of that. But what also takes away tension is when, now, where's my tension when I see Metal Bat in a fight? I really like Metal Bat, but where's my tension? Because, okay, Metal Bat gets defeated. Watchdog Man gets defeated. Child Emperor gets defeated. Well, Tatsumaki's around. See, Saitama, we've already established, is part of the reason I didn't like watching One Punch Man, but Saitama has this whole thing going on where he just basically doesn't get involved, but Tatsumaki isn't that character. She does get involved. So, I don't know. MC Dude also says, it feels really like the only way to overcome them is just to have super busted stats. Yeah, sort of. Vib said, Geno, Saitama, Bang aren't surrounding Fubuki. She's surrounding them by coming to Saitama's house. The ones surrounding her are the B-class heroes. Yes, that's true, but didn't she declare, like, aren't they the new Blizzard group or whatever? So, I don't know. Dragon's Rage says, just because a character has a personality you don't like doesn't make her a bad character. It makes the character unlikable, but not bad. Solar Warriors have beaten out in B. I mean, yeah, but the character has a personality you don't like doesn't make her a bad character. That's very true, but I'm saying that usually if a character, if a character has a bad personality, something you don't agree with or something you don't like, a good writer will justify it, or they're made to be an unlikable character. Case in point, you take someone like, if anybody's seen the movie Wedding Crashers or The Green Mile or any of these things, Bradley Cooper in The Wedding Crashers, yeah, hate him. He's just a douchebag. Doesn't mean I can't like Bradley Cooper and other things, but you hate him because he's meant to be a hated character. You're not meant to like him. He's not redeemable. He's a bad person. Same with Percy or whatever in The Green Mile. Another perfect example. They are meant not just as villains, but they're meant to be hated characters. Whether they're a villain or a hero or whatever, they're meant to be, usually not a hero, but they're meant to be disliked. They're meant to be hated. That's where you use those personality traits. But if you have the difference, which is, I guess, if you have unlikable character traits on a character, and you want, and you don't, and if their intention is not to be the hated character in that way, then usually you have to justify their actions, justify how they got to where they are. They hate the world because of X, Y, Z. And if done well, then you can, even if you don't agree, and even if they change their mind in the end because the main character convinces them or whatever, a common trope, but as long as it's understandable how they reached point X. They want revenge because they tried to do the right thing, but their wife and child were murdered anyway from the very people they tried to help. So he said, screw the rules, I have money, and decided to take over whatever as a tyrant. He tried for 10 years and all this stuff, and he became an overlord, became a tyrant, or what have you, because the good method didn't work. You might not agree with it, and you might go, okay, he went too far with it, or X, Y, Z, but you can understand where he came from because of the personal loss he suffered. Tatsumaki right now, I cannot see a way in which it'll be justified. Her attitude and her personality be justified. That's my point. To be granted, I don't know her backstory yet. I do not know her backstory, so that's fair. Dragon's Rage says, King versus Garo, a dream fight. Absolutely. MC Dude says, a dream fight. Maybe if you mean Garo puts up a fight in his dreams. Yeah, fair. Solar Warrior says, I get your point about power scaling One Punch Man and agree because of that. It took me a while to get into One Punch Man. I just don't like that you're underestimating Tatsumaki. Once again, not underestimating her. Not. But, I'm seriously not. I'm just saying, tell me a page number of what chapter we saw her pull a feat like that off. Even at her best. I'm just saying, all I can do right now is judge not on what we assume. And once again, not read the webcomic, guys. So this is a big thing. People have hyped up Black Sperm. He's done nothing. I know Black Sperm's going to come out swinging at some point by the end of this arc because people hyped the shit out of him. The webcomic people. They hyped the shit. It was kind of spoilery because Black Sperm has not been impressive this whole time. He talked smack and bitch slapped a samurai. That's all he did. He hasn't done anything very impressive, right? So, but I know that Black Sperm's going to be impressive. I assume that we haven't seen the full extent of Tatsumaki's abilities. But I'm not convinced that she's Planet Buster level, and what has made me believe that she can crush the world with her mind. So, but as I said, my argument is I haven't seen her do a feat like slicing a portion of the earth off. I haven't seen her pull a feat like that. When she does, then okay. I know she's strong as shit. That's my whole argument. That's what I'm complaining about, is that I think she is overpowered for the scaling of the Hero Association characters, for the S-Class. She's overpowered already, for what we've seen. So, Vib, if you do react to Mob Psycho, I'd be really excited to see a reaction to Teru. Is Teru the main character? I probably won't check out Mob Psycho, guys, in all honesty. One Punch Man I only do because a lot of you guys who follow me, you guys are into the One Punch Man, and I'm willing to do it. As I said, I like this chapter drop. Like, if I didn't have Discord and I didn't have you guys telling me, I might have known next week. Like, that's my level of commitment or interest to One Punch Man. So I like it when I read it and stuff, and the new chapter's out, cool, something to read. But I don't really keep up with it like every day, checking Twitter, refresh, make sure that I know when it's out. It's not One Piece to me, in that way that I'm like, can't wait for the next chapter. Friday's coming, or now Sunday, but MC Dude says, there's other powers in Mob Psycho, but everyone seems to originate from being a psychic. See, that system I might be a little more behind, and I could accept the overpoweredness in that world. I could probably accept it, right? Solo Warrior said, that's his point. He likes psychic powers so much, he made an entire series about it, made them overpowered. Okay, which is fair. Then can we go back to not doing it in One Punch Man then? As I said, once again, guys, you come to me for my biased opinion. As a not One Punch Man stan, I just point out the things I don't like about it. I mean, if you guys like it, that's fine, And of course, there's going to be overpowered characters in the series, but they're not just hyping up Tatsumaki as an exceptional power. They are, but they're also basically saying espers in general can basically do whatever they want, and that's kind of a like, okay, like, if Fubuki trained enough, she'd be on top of the world as well, sort of idea. That one guy says, I think when Tatsumaki was talking about how Psychos needed help from her pet because she's talking so confident about her powers, even though they're not hers. I mean, yeah, but once again, that's like me getting somebody breaks into my house with a gun, because, like, you got two guys that are on equal footing, but somebody breaks in my house with a gun. Well, he's got a gun. I should probably go pick up a gun. My pet would be the gun, because right now we're outmatched. That person's got a knife, that person's got a gun. In that case, Tatsumaki, stronger than Psychos. So Psychos just tried to level the playing field. How did that make her stupid? That's what I don't get. How does it make you an idiot if you're like, okay, I'm outmatched? That'd be like Vegeta versus Goku. Vegeta's kicking Goku's ass, and he's like, wow, I'm outmatched. Shouldn't use the Kaioken, though, because that would make me an idiot. I shouldn't try to power up. I shouldn't try to Spirit Bomb, perfect example, borrow somebody else's help, borrow the energy of the earth to win this fight because I'm not strong enough. No, I should just let Vegeta kill me. It just sounds so stupid. I thought she was at first referring to Rover. Trying to call Rover that time. Tenryu says, yo, what that Waifurochi feat gave me huge Toriko flashbacks. That's what I said. I said, this is Dragon Ball Z Toriko level shit. And Toriko's world, guys, for those of you who don't read Toriko, which, why not, is a Neptune-sized planet. Confirmed. So, it's far bigger than Earth. So when they do a feat like that, like the Toriko characters do feats beyond One Punch Man. Toriko feats are still beyond One Punch Man. They're beyond most series, actually. The only ones bigger would be like Planet Busters, because these guys are pretty much Planet Busters in Toriko. Solo Warrior says, I can give you an example of some powers overshadowing others in a series. An example would be the Sharingan and Tail Beast powers and Six Path powers as in Naruto. Not a huge Naruto fan, not gonna lie. So, but example of some powers overshadowing others, sure, but that's all still based in ninjutsu, right? I mean, the Tail Beasts are once again exceptions. If you told me that Tatsumaki was infused with the rarest thing on Earth or some rare alien creature or something, that's why she's so overpowered, problem solved. Problem solved right there, because she would be an exception, right? Like, I maybe I'm just sick of the Prodigy story. Like, oh, she's a prodigy, but there's still other espers in the world, right? Like, that's all I'm saying, is that it's kind of like, okay, espers all have the potential to become Super Saiyans in this world, and nobody else with superpowers. That's what I don't like. you know, because it happened in Dragon Ball Z. People didn't like it in Dragon Ball Z, you know. So, I mean, but then other races found other ways to do it. You know, there was ways of unlocking God Key, and there was ways of, you know, the fusions, and there was ways of the other stuff. I mean, once again, Dragon Ball Z, not the perfect example. It has its flaws, but we have to recognize the flaws here as well. You know. Dragon George says, I mean, it's not that Saitama doesn't get involved. He's just caught up in other things. Yeah, but he's disinterested. He's got no interest in being involved. Like, if he wanted to be a hero and he actually wanted to go out actively and stop this stuff from happening, he's doing a terrible job, but he just doesn't care. When he comes across it, he cares. But, like, right now, if they were fighting on the other side of the globe, Saitama wouldn't be involved. Saitama will not be involved if he was sitting at home watching TV until something breaks the TV. Until something comes crashing through his apartment to break the TV, that dude is not getting involved. And that's his character, fine dandy. Once again, I got my own feelings about that. But that's the thing. That's Saitama. It's not Tatsumaki. So when Tatsumaki does it, I'm just waiting for the excuse. Vib says, well, yeah, she declared that, but that's her trying to convince herself she's in charge. They're still with her because they're looking for Saitama, not because they're there for her. Fair enough, Vib. I mean, I was just kind of saying, like, well, you know, they're, like, yeah, I guess so. I guess she was just feeling inferior. There was an inferiority complex going on. That's fair. Phoenix Man in here saying, one is trickster when it comes to writing. I don't think you should expect anything to go in an obvious direction in his writing. I mean, his writing's okay. I think he created an interesting concept. I mean, it started as a satire and stuff to make fun of shonen. It was funny, you know, for some people. It wasn't really for me in that respect. And it got this cult following and turned into what it is now. As I said, the writing is, I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, I'm not wowed, shall we say. I'm not wowed really by the writing. I'm always wowed by the fight scenes, by the art, by the epicness. Garo is well written. And other characters are too, but, you know. Phoenix Smith says, I don't know if Tatsumaki can beat Saikorochi. You mean Waifurochi. Waifurochi by herself? That's just all I'm saying. I'm not saying Tatsumaki's just going to be one and out, but she's not going to win straight up, I don't think. But she doesn't seem to be too afraid of her life at the moment, so I think it's fair to say she at least thinks she has a chance. Of course she does, because she's overconfident in herself, in my opinion. Tatsumaki's never been smacked down, so... Like properly, so she's not going to know. You know, when has Tatsumaki ever been smacked down before by a villain? She hasn't, because Saitama took care of Boros. You know, so that's the only reason. Because I think Boros would have Boros probably would have beat her. So, you know, that's all that's kind of what I'm getting at here is, why would she know fear when she is overpowered? When she is one of the strongest people on the planet? Why would she feel fear? She'd be like, yeah, okay, this is all impressive, but I've never had to go all out. Maybe she's banking on that. Maybe she's like, I've never had to strain myself to 100%, so I'm sure I can, this doesn't worry me, you know? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Dragon Trade says, if most characters in a series are overpowered, nobody is. Fair. Tenryo says, any of the 8 kings in Toriko would still trash Saikorochi. The 8 kings would give Saitama a hard time, man. Like, take away his parody power. They'd give Saitama would have to try, you know, to take down the 8 kings. The 8 kings, I mean, they sneeze. And they do what Saikorochi just did. Like, the Horse King inhaled. Remember that? Heracles, the Horse King. He inhaled. And there went all the air on a continent. Like, he took a breath for the first time in a century and it wiped out all life. Like, these dudes, like, you can't compare Toriko to One Punch Man versus yet, because Toriko would just stomp. Yeah. Like, it just wouldn't be a fair fight yet. Until we get further on, like, as I said, things grow. Like, Toriko at the beginning of the series, oh yeah, sure, but I mean, things evolve. It's like saying, well, Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z at the beginning of a series, you know? So One Punch Man is still ongoing, so we don't have their final feats set up yet. Oh, well, we did pretty good. It's an hour and a half stream. That's not too bad, guys. Thank you all for being here. It's been a lot of fun. It's so dry in this summer. I'm drinking a lot of water. You know, my nose and stuff. It's like not hay fever season or whatever, but it's always like everything just feels so dry. Like I'm gonna have a nosebleed any moment. Solar Warrior says, "Guess I gotta read Toriko." Oh hell yes! Actually, where's Victor? Where's the one above all? Because he told me if I caught up with Attack on Titan. If I caught up to Attack on Titan, he had to read all of Toriko. That was our deal. That was like months ago. But we can scroll back in that Discord. I'm sure that's there somewhere. I think that was in my Discord. Where the hell is he at? I gotta message him on Discord. I gotta remember that because that was our deal, man. If I read Attack on Titan, he had to read Toriko. And I caught up. I'm caught up with Attack on Titan, which, gotta say, better than I thought. Better than I initially thought it would be. Don't like the beginning of the series. Don't really like the beginning of the series. I didn't watch the anime, guys. Just read the manga. I'm interested in where the story has gone and where it is now. But I had, because, I understand how the story developed and how it evolved. But, the way it started was just kind of such a tropey thing at the time with all these Walking Dead, Last of Us, every video game, TV show, movie, anime, they were all doing apocalyptic, human race is going to be wiped out, friggin' whatever, zombies, titans, ghouls, didn't matter, vampires, human race is on the brink of extinction, sort of apocalyptic level, World War III aftermath feeling to it. It was just everything in their dog. That was the in thing, so it didn't grab me at all when it was first out, and honestly, it took a while to get through the first, I'd say 20, 30 chapters. And I hated Aaron. He's not so bad now. Let's see. Indeed, Solar Warrior. We have Christoph Harriet with message retracted. Well, nice to see you, man, but I guess didn't want to talk to me. Solar Warrior says, Mori Jin, MC of God of High School, would solo all of One Punch Man and most, if not all, of Shonen. Haven't really. I tried to get in God of High School, the manhwa, 8 times. Dropped it every time. So maybe the anime will get me more into it. Yeah. Solar Warrior said, if not all of Shonen. Okay. All of Shonen. I could write the name in the Death Note. Just saying. Everyone seems to forget that little thing that, Death Note. Write your name in it. You're gonna die. Unless there's something to say you won't. But, Tenryu says, Toriko has excellent world building and action. Yes, it's on par with some of the best world buildings. It's so expansive, so good. And I wish it was given more time because they, of course, once again had to wrap it up. We couldn't actually delve into all the areas and all the different cultures, which sucked because I don't know why. I hate when they rush shonens that are just doing their thing. If every shonen, if all the big shonens, let's say even Naruto, the end sucked. But let's say even Naruto had more time. I know it had 700 chapters, so that's kind of fair. But Toriko only didn't even get full 400. Had Toriko had Bleach or Naruto levels, up to the 600 chapter thing, Toriko would probably be better than Bleach. Toriko and Bleach are neck and neck for me. I love them both. So, there's nothing similar to it. It's also the king of hype. Oh, it hypes up everything. It's so good at hyping. It reminds me, Seven Deadly Sins had that shit with Escanor, and all it did, a lot of the time, it did remind me of Toriko. It was so good. Dragon Rage says, characters you like but other people hate. Referring to characters you like but other people hate. Maybe that was from before. Sorry, Dragon's Rage. Tenryo says, forgot to mention that Toriko also actually has solid theme. Solidine something. Sure, it's got good themes. Vib said, need stream. I didn't talk much because my shoulders are stiff. Fair enough, man. My shoulders are too. I hate, because I always slouch, so I hate sitting, like, I don't sit back like this like I should. So whenever I'm doing this, and I was actually working on a bunch of electrical diagram shit, you know, writing down and doing single line drawings on the computer, you know, for work. So I've been sitting here for like 3-4 hours, so I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. Dragon Judge says, also, Cole, Vampire Homosexual Super Saiyan VHS. Tenryo says, exploration. Oh, you mean King of Lightning says, Vampire Homosexual Super Saiyan? Vampire Homosexual Super Saiyan VHS. I mean, fair, but who are we referring to? Dio? No, you know, from JoJo's or something? Like, who are we referring to here? I'm missing something. From your Dragon's Rage. Solar Warrior says, Mori Jin is not human, so the Death Note would not work. That's fair. The Death Note would not work. Okay, fair enough. But I'd have to... Like, there are some Toroko feats, man, and some Dragon Ball Z feats. I mean, like... If he was on Earth and they blew up the Earth, would he live? And just asking for a friend, you know. Like, it's so hard. I don't really like crossover. I don't like comparing that kind of stuff. Like, if it's clear, you know, like Bleach versus Naruto. Like, I don't really know, especially with Boruto, which seemed to nerf everything that we knew about the ending of Naruto. So, like, Sasuke and friggin' Naruto were supposed to basically become gods. So I'm like, okay, they're probably a little strong. Maybe they could beat the characters of Bleach. But then all of a sudden, like, you read some Boruto, which I know I don't know why I did. And then you realize, okay, well, these people are getting beat by kids with machine guns, so I guess they're not gods anymore. So, you know, you know, those ones, like, I guess you do the comparable ones, but it's more like just to put it on scale. Like, it's clear to me right now, like, clear to anybody who's read both series. And it's not like, oh, well, Toriko's better than One Punch Man, or One Punch Man is better than Toriko. It doesn't matter, that stuff. Like, as far as I'm concerned, still, from everything I think I've read, Dragon Ball Z is still the verse that would trash all other verses, as far as I've read most of my manga. There might be an odd one I'm not thinking of, but right now, yeah, because you got characters like Zeno, and you got Beerus, and you got Goku, and you got all this stuff. You got people that destroy galaxies and planets for fun, you know. So, like, I haven't really seen that level of scale before. That doesn't mean Dragon Ball Z is the greatest manga of all time either. It just means that, yeah, that verse would stomp. Why compare? You know, when you want to do something comparable like Naruto and Bleach, there's actually something that I feel would be comparable. Nobody was planet busting. People were doing some, like, citywide and, you know, you could argue some countrywide feats and stuff like that. So there's something comparable there, you know, and then you could, you know, maybe mesh it up. But Vib says, how's the basement going, by the way? Good. The drywall's all done. The reason I'm not doing the reviews up here, as I explained in one of the videos, is that the echo was getting really bad because the flooring was ripped up. So even that it's all insulated and all the drywall's done, it's all done like that. But unfortunately, my taper, who's going to come in and do the mudding and stuff, because what would take me 2 weeks to do, he can do in like a weekend. And I just got to pay him. And he's really a good man in the business. But his sister's sister, like, fell down the stairs and died. Like, it was really sudden. Like, she tripped and hit her head and wasn't found. It was too late by the time they found her. Didn't live alone, but husband at work sort of idea, right? Or boyfriend or whatever. So she smacked her head on the concrete. And 57 years old. I mean, so it was a big shocker. So the 2 days before he was supposed to come over and do it, which was a week or so ago, he called me and just told me, like, yeah. So yeah, just I expect to hear from him this week. He said, can you give me a week or stuff? I said, take all the time you want. I'll just wait for your call. So I might hear from him later on this week, and then we'll schedule something. And once that's done, I'm taking this month off because literally I have no money to do it anymore. I'm kind of dipping in too far into my savings to pay mortgage and shit. So, you know, because the the Heineken flu that's going around is still hurting our business really bad. So, yeah. So, maybe, I don't know. Maybe by the end of August, we'll see. Dragon's Rage said, if the anime was good, Toriko would have gotten more chapters. Yeah, that was a trashy. That anime was so bad. There were moments that I was a little choked up, for God's sakes, in the first couple of arcs, and they ruined it in the anime. It's like, that's where you're supposed to really shine. That's where you're supposed to add some music in the animation. It's supposed to really get to you. Dragon Rage says, King of Lightning Toriko anime rant. Oh, I love that video. It's so good because he loved Toriko. He loved Toriko. King of Lightning also loved Rave. Rave Master was a fantastic. Like, I like it better than Fairy Tail, and I'm not one of the people that hate Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's pretty good, guys. Like, overall, Fairy Tail's not that bad. I reread it, like, last month. And it was enjoyable. The art was great. Good character design. Hype was there. Characters are cool. Like, there's something to like about it. You know, you get tired of the Nakama thing, but okay, whatever. You move past that. Things were pretty good. The ending sucked, but every shonen ending sucked. There's not a single good shonen ending I've ever read. Like, Death Note, and even that one, once again, where N was like, yeah, I kind of won. You know, it's like, no, you're not as good as L. You took everything that took L almost, like, impossible to learn. You wouldn't have figured that out. Light would have won against you, you know, so, because he had all of L's information. You know, so that was kind of a piss up, but not a bad ending. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the only other one that, I'm trying to think of something else that actually had a good ending. Shonens never have good endings, man. Solar Warrior said, yes, Mori Jin is way above planet level. Mori Jin turned off the universe with a kick and beat over 200 quintillion clones, and if scaled right, he is above normal reality. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm probably not going to watch it or read it. I'm just not that interested. And that scale is like, I don't know if I'm into that scale. I don't know, because that's, once again, that's feeling like a One Punch Man thing. Where's the tension now? Unless everybody in that universe does that shit, then, I mean, it's like, okay. But Tenryo said, Toriko is stronger than pre-Super Dragon Ball, particularly due to the gourmet gods. I mean, I suppose. But, I mean, these guys could still blow up planets. Remember, Frieza in base form blew up a planet, just went boom. Like, so Super Saiyan 3 Goku could probably, like, release all his ki. And remember, Toriyama or somebody explained how that works. It's like, well, why doesn't bust everything? Because they condense it into their own fighting form. So, yeah, they cause destruction around them. But it's like, so every punch doesn't blow up the Earth, because they've been able to blow up the Earth since the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. You know, so, or even, I think, the late Dragon Ball, they were able to blow up a planet. So it's kind of like, okay, they had to scale it back. So Toriyama tried to, like, explain it away that's like, okay, they condense themselves to not do outward damage, to just focus on, like, it's a mastery thing going on. So, anyways, I would argue that Toriko, that would be a good fight, shall we say, because we did, like, the gourmet gods, we never really fully saw, like, what they did or what they could do, sort of idea. We just knew they were there. So Silverward said, also Mori survived a planet level explosion. Okay, survived while tired without a scratch. Fair enough. As I said, never read it, so. Dragon Rage says, that's where the vampire homosexual Super Saiyan quote came from. King of Lightning's Toriko anime ran. Oh, fair enough. I haven't seen that video in a very long time, but I remember seeing it when it, like, first came out. I've been on YouTube since, well, I wasn't on YouTube doing reviews. That was about 4 years ago. I think it started like 4 years ago. Yeah, about 4 years ago. This channel's only like 2 years old because they deleted my old channel because YouTube sucks. But yeah, what was my, let's see. I'll just jump right quick. I should be able to find this. Because my original channel is still on here. My original channel is on here. Will it tell me when I joined? I don't think, but I have videos posted from 12 years ago. So I've been on YouTube for 12 years. So there. Yeah. Um, Tenryo said, Gourmet Gods created the 5 universes and tanked the Big Bang that created them. Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. See, I haven't read Toriko in a long time. It's one of the ones I need to collect when I get money again. This year sucks, guys. This year sucks for collecting and stuff. It sucks for money. It sucks for collecting. You know. I still need Bleach Volume 5 in the old friggin', like, the 2018 volume. I've got 2 copies of it, but it's the wrong spline. I've got every other volume. I'm missing 1 Bleach volume with the proper spline. But with COVID, you don't really call anybody, right? So I gotta take those copies back. But anyways, Dragon Drake says also don't read Toriko if you're hungry. Yeah, don't read Food Wars if you're hungry either. Which actually I gotta eat soon. Solo Warrior said, well, a lot of people complained about Morijin being OP, so the author heavily nerfed him in this arc, and he has to get stronger again. Also, all the top tiers can do what Mori did. Fair enough. As I said, I tried to get into God of High School, just couldn't. Maybe I might if I check out like a few episodes of the anime or something. Sometimes that's what it takes, you know. Sometimes you can't get into something. Like I don't know how people ever read the webtoon or the webcomic for One Punch Man. I don't know how. How did they manage that? Like, it's so bad. Like, sure, the story's good, but you didn't write a book. You didn't write a light novel. You drew really shitty drawings. You know, so I don't know. I can't read it. I mean, if One Piece was done that way, man. If One Piece had been drawn like that, nobody would have picked that up. Like this was a 1 in a million. This is like how PewDiePie became like famous and makes millions of dollars. His videos, I've seen his videos. They're not that good. PewDiePie, why does he have so many followers? Why does he make more money than me? You know, doing a day job 40 hours a week. I have no idea because the dude, videos, like, they're not entertaining. I mean, I like to think I'm somewhat entertaining, but once again, this is my main source of income. Maybe I would try harder. But I've seen so many YouTubers with like 100,000 or 500,000 or 1 million that make way better content, more quality, funnier, all this stuff. What is PewDiePie even doing? Like, you know, so it's all that stuff with the right time and the right place sort of idea. Everything has to align. So I think that this just, like, one really lucked out. Like, this just, everything worked out in his favor. It was the right timing, the right promotions, the right place for this to happen. Because I don't know how anybody ever read that. I couldn't. People are like, oh, don't read the webcomic. We like you to have your, you know, live reactions here. And I'm like, guys, stop worrying. I'm not going to be spoiled because I will never read it. I couldn't. That would hurt. Half the time I didn't pick up 7 Deadly Sins because I didn't like the art at first. I saw the cover page and went, nah, don't want to follow a chibi protagonist. Not really a huge fan of the art style. That was my initial impression of 7 Deadly Sins. You know, Black Clover. Little odd, you know, little, what's the word? Feminine looking, something like that. My Hero Academia, you know, like not that the art can't be good, but the style, like to me, it's all down to style. So I wasn't a huge fan. So, Tenryo said, which franchises in any medium have the coolest transformations for you? Which franchises in any medium have the coolest transformations? Well, in manga or in anime, I would say some of the coolest would be things like, as I said, the Super Saiyan transformations was awesome. It's simplistic, but it worked. Sailor Moon, I don't mind admitting, Sailor Moon had great transformation sequences. It was really cool at the time and stuff. So off the top of my head, those ones are really cool. There's so many cool ones. What's the best one? I mean, I don't know. I like a lot. Transformation sequences are like a must in manga. Video games, can't really think of one off the top of my head. Transformations in movies. Trying to think of my favorite movies, but nobody really transforms too much in movies. The Underworld franchise does a good job because they use the animatronics for the lichens or the werewolves. That was pretty cool. I always liked the cool design of a hybrid in that. That was really cool for as far as a movie medium. So yeah, just off the top of my head, guys. Dragon just says, I managed to read One Punch Man because I like story over art, and there's things to look at which makes it better than a book. Fair, but I couldn't read. I couldn't like enjoy that chicken scratch, man. I just couldn't. It's the reason I don't draw my story yet. I've lost my talent. Well, I haven't lost it. I'm way so out of practice with drawing, so I'm just not gonna do it, right? Because, and if I ever got time and stuff, I'd like to, but I have so many ideas. I have a manga concept I've been working on for like better part of a decade, and I think it's gonna be really good. And I think it needs to be visual. So I understand one not writing it down because it needs to be visual, and he believed that. That's great, but that was a 1 in a million shot. You know, if I just went out and said, okay, I could just do what he did and draw a webcomic, I don't think it would take off like One Punch Man did. Once again, comparing it to the PewDiePie thing, everything lined up for him. It was a 1 in a million chance. You know, it's like the big name actors getting their big break into Hollywood. How many thousands, tens of thousands of people don't get their big break, who might have been the next Brad Pitt or something? You know, like it's that's what I'm saying. So for me, the art style has to be at least acceptable levels. So I just could never read it. I story is more important than art. I agree 100%. That's why One Punch Man is never going to be in my top 10, because I don't think I can easily 10 manga that I think the story and the world building and the plot and characters are better, you know, because that is more important. And these mangas have clearly the quality of art is less than Murata's, but you know, I think if you're going to use a medium of art, the art has to be acceptable levels of art. You know. Tenuyo said, do you wish more series had transformation sequences like in Power Rangers and Digimon? Oh, Digimon! Totally forgot about Digimon, yes. Warp! Digivolve too! Digimon! Digital Monsters. Great thing. And Shaman King, which Shaman King's coming back apparently. I can't bloody wait. Shaman King, better than One Punch Man in my opinion. Shaman King. Love freaking Shaman King. Watched it all, like, when it was for kids. Read it all. Watched it when it was subbed. Love Shaman King. So that's going to be fantastic. But do you wish more series had transformations like in Power Rangers and Digimon? Yeah. Yeah, because those are pretty cool. I always like those. Those are awesome. Power Rangers, there's another great one. It's not really a transformation, but I would never get sick of watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and everyone going, Dragon Zord! Ding, 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 and seeing, you know, the Dragon Zord, the Godzilla, you know, inspired thing, just slowly coming out of the water, the tail spin, you know, the whole thing. That would be, yeah. Yeah, we need more like that. Dranger said, you could put your manga on Webtoon if you got around to your manga idea. Oh, I know I could. But, as I said, I'm so out of practice, and I guess similar to Murata in this sense, I don't want to show you guys crap. You know, I wouldn't want to, if it's, you know, because usually what I used to do before, if I couldn't get an angle right, because I'm not a professional or anything, and I'm okay, but I was never to the level of perfect character models or anything, or great proportions. So if I couldn't get like the right shot for a character's face or something, I would find just a manga panel from whatever have you, and I would trace. Just like, okay, this is the way the head shakes. I just can't get this shoulder right. Like, what am I doing wrong? It would look like he was up here or something. So I would trace that section of the body for a panel, and then I would do all the details. I'd do the shirt, I'd do the muscles, I'd do the hair, the eyes. I'd do it all, but if I couldn't get a thing. So, but I also don't want to, you know, show you, like, that was just for my own pleasure, right? To kind of, you know, a half cheat sort of idea for that stuff. But I wouldn't want to produce that and show you guys and be like, yeah, look at all my original art, because it's not original. I mean, I could also put an asterisk and be like, yeah, I traced this part. Here's the panel from Toriko. Here's the panel from Bleach. Here's the panel I used to get this angle or this shot. I could do that, but I just, you know, I just don't feel comfortable doing that. And also, once again, as I said, I'm so out of practice, I would have to trace half of it just to get, 20 pages of a manga chapter out. It's just like, you know. Tenryo said, what do you think about Korean webtoons getting anime adaptations? Well, the first, webtoons and manhwa. See, what I believe, now let's just look this up right now. We're going to end the stream here soon, guys, because I'm really hungry. Manhwa. I want the definition from Wiki. Because as far as I was concerned, it's just manga out of Korea. It's the general Korean term for comics and print cartoons, anime cartoons, outside Korea. Outside of Korea, the term usually refers to South Korean comics. Okay, so it means comics. Linguistically, manhwa, and manhwa all mean comics. And so half right there. See, I was under the impression because when people told me, oh, you got to read this latest manhwa, they were referring to things also like God of High School, Solo Leveling. Honestly, I hate the platform. I try to get through a couple because I really like the story. Once again, as Dragon Rage is pointing out, I really enjoyed the story of these few that I read, but I don't like the, where's an example? I'll just do this. Everything, like, here's everything all on one long strip. No. Hate it. Would never, ever willingly draw that medium. Ever. I don't think it's a good medium. I for me personally. I'm not saying that people can't use it and it can't be done well, because it can. Personal opinion, don't like the medium. You really need to bring me into the story. It better have fantastic art, fantastic characters or something to me be brought in. That's why I tried to read, I had 20 on my read list, dropped almost all of them. I read 4 on my Webtoons app. Maybe 3 that I keep up with. Because I can't, it's so difficult for me to enjoy that. Because there is one called Unbalance X Unbalance. And Unbalance X2, and it's a Korean manhwa, but it's a manga, right? It's a manga format, but it's a Korean one, and they use the Korean names like Jodo and stuff like that, right? But it's in manga. But back in the day, before webtoons, guys, before the strips were I guess a thing, I never saw them before. I'm talking years ago. That's what it meant. If you search, it would be a genre on things like Manga Reader and Manga Fox and stuff. Manhwa was an actual tag, and that tag just meant this is a manga from Korea. That's all it meant. And I remember reading a bunch of those. So when you say, do you like Korean webtoons? I'm like, well, do you mean manhwa as in manga? Because yes. But if you mean webtoons, no, because I don't really follow. I don't know who makes what webtoons, honestly. I follow 4. I think 2 are made in, England or something. I don't know. I mean, if they're getting anime adaptations, great. I assume you're talking about Tower of God, Solo Leveling, and I'm assuming that's getting one soon because it's popular. And God of High School and stuff. I assume that those are Korean, and that's why you're asking. Sure, they can get adaptations. I don't care, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to follow them. I've got no interest in Tower of God. So, once again, maybe when I'm caught up with every manga, when I'm caught up with everything I need to, things that I wasn't even interested in, like Attack on Titan and Assassination Classroom, once I've caught up with literally every manga, and there's not a single thing that everyone raves about that I haven't read or seen, then maybe when I'm all caught up. Dragon says, imagine if Griever did his manga and put it on Webtoon and it got an anime adaptation. That would be fantastic because I'd just be like, guys, somebody draw it like Kubo would. Perfect, that's all I want. Because that's what my style is. Actually, my story is similar to Bleach, I guess. It is an isekai. It is an isekai, but it's a combination isekai. There's another world, and there's the real world, and they jump back and forth through portals, similar to Bleach, or Inuyasha inspired. And similar also to Shaman King, in the sense that, these things are going on in our world, but behind the scenes, sort of Harry Potter Hogwarts thing, but regular people don't know what's going on, damn muggles. So, yeah. So that'd be cool. MC Dude says, I have to walk my dog, but good stream, guys. Y'all have a good evening. See you later, man. We're actually going to be ending this stream. I'll wait another minute for any quick replies to anything I said. But we will be ending the stream here anyways, because my back is sore and I'm starving. So thank you, everyone, for watching, though. I really appreciated it. I think it was a good stream. I think we got plenty of views in here. I think we had a lot of fun. I thought the chapter was really good. Some of you don't like how much I bash on the lolly bitch, but I mean, sorry guys. If you come to my stream, you're gonna expect it. You gotta expect it. I maybe bashed on her a little harshly this time, but it's been 2 months since I've had a chance to bash on Tatsumaki. You gotta give me that. I've 2 months of pent up. Let's bash on this lolly that people think is an adult. Let's do that. And you guys know I'm just baiting you. But, so, anyways, no, I thought it was a good chapter. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I actually am excited. I'm probably going to keep covering these until we get to the end of this arc. Because I'm thinking that there's going to be a big finale. And I think we are getting, but from what I understand from people that don't want to spoil, but they've read the web comic, they're telling me like this is kind of the tail end of this major arc, so I should keep doing this. So because I said don't expect every chapter to be a live reaction, but we're at the tail end, probably will be. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you guys. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You know, Viv, Dragon's Rage, and MC Dude, always good, and Keisha Prime's in here. Glad to have all you cats in here and stuff, and everybody else. You guys had great questions. We had good discussions, I feel. And that's what I enjoy about doing these live streams. That's why I don't review the chapters, because once again, not the biggest stan, but also, you know, I really like to interact with you guys and, you know, start a debate where my views are so controversial about One Punch Man. It's always good to have a big discussion, have a debate, you know, do that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So like, comment, and subscribe. Share this, you know, all this stuff. Get me more views, guys. Get me more subscribers. You guys will see more content. It'll be great, you know, that kind of jazz. So, Dragon Trade says later. Yep. All right. So we're ending the stream, guys. Thanks, everybody. Later. We'll see you next time. I suck at ending streams. Bye-bye. F9's in the chat. I'm going to make that a thing.